Hi everyone, welcome to my 3x3 experience. And today I'm joining by Annah Lowe from Australia. Hi Anna,
Hi.
thank you for accepting my invitation. So we are going to talk about your basketball journey as a boss on a 5-on-5 in the first part and a 3x3 in the second part. So this interview will be in three parts. So the
Mm.
first part today with the 5-on-5, the next week on 3x3 basketball, and in 2 weeks mini tips from Anna. So let's get started. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name's Hannah Lowe. I'm involved in the Women's Australian 3x3 program, probably more officially and more heavily just from the start of this year. And then I coached the under 18 3x3 team in Malaysia in 2019. We went to the Asia Cup. But that's basically the crux of my role so far, is just assisting and getting to work alongside obviously the girls that went to the Olympics and the extended group now in the 3x3 program in Australia, and obviously alongside Damon Lowry, who coached that team at Paris.
Okay. And so you play on 5-on-5 basketball?
I played a lot of 5-on-5. I started late, like compared to most kids, I guess. I started when I was about 12 and played semi elite. So no pro level basketball, but I played until my legs fell off, basically. So it got to a stage where I couldn't go anymore. But I'd been coaching for a long time before then, so the coaching was already scratching that competitive itch, if you like. And so I, yeah, just transitioned into coaching a bit more full time.
Okay. And you play only in Australia?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you get into basketball?
I played everything as a little kid, and then basketball was the one that I sort of I got most stuck on, if you like. And so my family, they ran their own business, so there wasn't the luxury of joining teams in all of the different sports I thought I was going to be incredible at. And so basketball was the one we landed on, and I got involved in that in maybe fifth or sixth grade, and played my way through from there. Started coaching not too far after that. But yeah, my little journey started a little bit late, and I just ran with it from there.
Okay. And can you describe yourself? What type of a player did you do?
I mean, I learnt most of it playing on the playground, if you like, against boys and men. I
Okay.
live next door to a giant outdoor basketball space, and I would finish school and jump the fence and go and play over there against the local kids. And so I got good at obviously playing with much bigger people. I got good at shooting from outside and score. Like that's probably my bread and butter, was being a shooter. But as you move up the ranks in the women's basketball space in 5-on-5, the elite can get the shot off in much less time, a bit quicker. I was an okay defender, but I would describe myself in a word as being a shooter.
Okay. So perfect. So uh, as a 3x3 basketball player, so a good shooter, and you play outside.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And how did you make the transition between player and coach?
Oh, look, I've been coaching basketball on some in some form for 30
Okay.
years, maybe. Obviously starting in the grassroots, and I run a business in that space now. But yeah, it's about 30 years. I started when I was probably 14 or so, and was coaching a under 8 boys team, maybe, and just have sort of shaped or gone through that process. It's basically been a big part in like who I am, if you like. I've always been involved in sport one way or another. And so the coaching side of it is something that um, I think really helped me find myself, if you like. Like it's a space I'm really comfortable in.
Okay. And now it's your job? or you have
Now it's my
another
job.
job?
Yeah. No, it's my job.
Okay.
It's my job. Yeah.
And so, what level did you coach? But do you coach? Sorry.
Well, right now I'm coaching. So my business is in the grassroots space. So kids ranging from 4 or 5 years old up to 22.
Okay.
But I've coached almost everything when it comes to the like inside the Australian pathway, junior grassroots, the representative level, of state, professional level. I've done most of it in the 5-on-5 space.
Okay.
Except probably our national team. I haven't coached.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And in Australia, do you have any diploma or certificate? I don't know how works basketball in Australia for coach.
So there's like a levels like that basketball Australia and basketball Victoria have. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. I'm a level 2 coach on that front, but
Okay.
I did a sports coaching and administration degree at university.
Okay.
So that was driven by a professional football coach, David Parkin, actually set that up. It was fairly new at the time, but yeah, so it's an exercise science-based degree, and then it had sports coaching and administration and accounting like side subjects as well. And then I followed that up with a dip ed in educate, or so diploma of education, or in I don't know, about 4 or 5 years after that.
Okay, so you have university parts and federation parts for
Yes,
diploma or degree? Okay.
I did both. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
And which aspect of 5-on-5 basketball do you take for 3x3?
I think 5-on-5, you as the coach, you've got like your hands on. You can access the referee, you can access your players, you can access, like, you've got a lot at your fingertips, if you like, that you can attempt to, influence. I liked to be able to prep my athletes with, like, I guess, their ability to troubleshoot themselves in the 5-on-5 space. And in 3x3, you don't really have a choice. The skill in the coaching comes from being able to equip them with tools for various situations or events. What are we going to do if, and so spending time, I guess, empowering them, giving them the confidence to make those decisions instead of turning to look at their coach for feedback, because that's not an option either, is the skill in it. And it's the bit that I was doing it anyway, but now it's tested in probably a more true form, given the rules of 3x3. You want the players to be able to solve it. And 5-on-5, I think your teams are better if they can, but as the coach, you do have the ability to step in where required, whereas 3x3, you don't. So yeah, transferring that over has been, I think it's just a better test of it, basically.
Or did you change some things now? You coach on 3x3, and maybe you can ask yourself, it's a good thing in 3x3, I put it on a 5-on-5 way.
It's the format. Obviously, there's less defenders, so less rotation when things break down. So that accountability to, being able to guard a yard or defend your player, is heightened in the 3x3 space. I think translating just that ownership, I think sometimes players and maybe coaches are sort of, you rest on those rotations, whereas that you've really got to be able to defend someone well yourself. And then even the team concepts need to be assertive and executed with confidence. I think those things can definitely be applied from 3x3 to 5-on-5 better. And then the screening angles component, the teams that are really good at this are really good at setting those picks in the right way, holding them at the right time. And when you translate that to 5-on-5, there's no reason why the execution wouldn't be the same and just as effective.
So thank you, Anna, for sharing your 5-on-5 experience, and thank you for watching us. And next week, Anna will be back to talk about her 3x3 basketball teams and project in Australia. So take care. Bye bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.